gun beating down kinda like a drum. Look how I do it. Look at me, look at me, look at me splash. Look at me, look at me, look at me splash.
I'm Kevin Shaw, and you're watching the Watercraft Journal. I'm Kevin Shaw, Editor-in-Chief of the Watercraft Journal, and today we've got the 2024 Sea-Doo RXT-X 325. As a surprise to many for the model year, Sea-Doo introduced an all-new top-tier performance powertrain for its RXT-X and RXP-X models. Beginning with the same 1630 ACE 300 engine, a great deal of re-engineering went into the new engine powertrain to completely redesign the supercharger. In fact, per Rotax, it's not even what you would call a centrifugal supercharger or a gear-driven turbo, but they really want you to call it a compressor. This new compressor uses a single clutch and a completely redesigned wheel and housing to produce a new high of 15 pounds of boost at 8,250 RPM. That's 250 RPM above the previous 300's max limit. This new RPM redline required a lot of changes internally to the engine, including a redesigned valve train, new reinforced cast rockers, a polished rocker shaft, and stronger steel springs and retainers. This means you're not going to have any valve float at this new RPM, and you're going to be able to maintain a really steady boost level that we saw in our testing that demonstrably improved the mid-curve power band. At 40 or 45 miles per hour, this watercraft, when you give it all the throttle, will pull ahead like you were launching from a dead stop. It's truly impressive. Now, obviously, all personal watercraft are constrained under the US Coast Guard maximum speed limit. So we're not seeing mid-70s, high 70s miles per hour just because it's not legal. But when it comes to acceleration, the new 325 ACE engine absolutely blows the doors off of previous records. We're looking at new 0 to 60 times in the mid 4 seconds, which is truly impressive. Obviously, with the X package, you have launch control, which is activated just by pushing the upper and lower VTS buttons at the same time, which will activate a pop-up on the screen. That pop-up on the screen will allow you to select one launch or multiple launches, or to turn it off. And that way, the watercraft will position the VTS to bring the nose down at launch and then to gradually bring it up as the ski comes to speed, as it comes to plane, and evens out. In addition to the revamped valve train in the new engine and the redesigned compressor, it does have a larger oval-shaped air intake and a completely brand new Bosch ECU that allows for far better data gathering and engine management thanks to the new industry-first O2 sensor that's in the exhaust manifold. Being able to read live air-fuel mixture readings from the O2 sensor allows for the optimal fuel curve so that the watercraft is not only running efficient, but making the most power it can. And it does that throughout the power curve, whether you're idling in a no-wake zone, cruising with a group of friends, or hauling ass on a flat straightaway. The ST3 platform is not only shared with the RXT-X, but also on the GTX lineup, as well as the Fish Pro Trophy and Fish Pro Sport, and even the Wake Pro 230 and the Explorer Pro, and quite a few other models. I bring this up because unlike the RXP-X, this hull has to do a lot of different work for a lot of people. It's a very dry ride, it's incredibly stable, obviously benefits for the Fish Pro, but that means you're not going to get the same kind of inside lean around a tight corner like you would on an RXP-X. This is truly more of a straight line, true tracking watercraft as long as you keep that nose straight and you stay up on the bars. The ST3 platform does have a tendency to wander and walk in rough water if you're not paying attention, and especially if you're running this sucker at wide open throttle. That's a lot of power underneath your seat, so you're definitely going to want to stay on the reins. Of course, other benefits that you get with the larger full-size ST3 platform is the center storage, giving you about 24.5 gallons of storage here in the middle, very easy to access. You're gonna have the very small cubby of a glove box with a phone case that is waterproof and does come with the USB port if you get the tech package, which is an option. Of course, the Link accessory mounts come standard on the back of the ST3, so you're gonna be able to bring with you lots of extra gas or extra cargo or a cooler, whatever you want for the day. Again, this is a lot of thrust being produced, and the ST3 platform really is ideal for flat, long distances if you're going straight. We did take it out on an impromptu buoy course, and although the X sponsons do help out a little bit, especially over the standard sponsons that you'll find on the GTX, it just needed way more bite to grab in those corners to be able to get the tail around, and it just couldn't hold up to the RXT-X. Again, it's a little bit of an apples to oranges comparison, especially when you're looking at a one-seater runabout that's designed for buoy course racing versus a full-size runabout that shares the same hull with the Fish Pro or the Explorer Pro. So we kind of have to be fair in our assessment of how the RXT-X did. A little bit about the build material. These watercraft are built out of a single sheet of acrylic. Both the hull and the deck are made from a single sheet of acrylic that are then filled with a liquefied, chopped up fiberglass. That chopped up liquefied fiberglass is injected molded into the mold and then cures. When they pull it out of the mold, they can then sandwich the hull and the deck together once obviously the powertrain's installed. But the most interesting thing is that there's not a single drop of paint on any Sea-Doo. That means that your finish is a sealed acrylic finish. So you want to take that in mind, is that it's very durable, it's very strong. I liken it to maybe a jacuzzi or a preformed shower. Repairing this acrylic is really more of an automotive process rather than an old boat fiberglass and gel coat finish. It's not the same. It's more of an automotive repair where they have to use an epoxy resin to fill it in and then paint over it. So be very mindful of that, considering the very intricate metallic paint hues that are coming out today. We're really impressed with the red. It has a fantastic metallic sheen, especially when the sun hits it directly. With polarized sunglasses, you get kind of a two-tone metallic orange with a little bit of gold and red. You guys, I don't think I can capture it in the cameras as well as what you're seeing in person. It's night and day different. It's really, really an impressive color, and Sea-Doo's done a very good job in giving you something unique and giving you a very neat color that stands out from everything else. Other features that you're going to find on the RXT-X 325 that you're not going to find on other full-size runabouts sharing the same hull include the angled foot wedges and the footwells, and the X package, which gives you launch control that is unique to the RXT-X and the RXT-X. Of course, the X package continues for 2024 unchanged. It integrates with the sound system. The BRP premium audio system is fantastic on its own right, but when incorporated into the tech package, it does give you the larger 7.8 digital screen, and that does integrate into the BRP Go app. We've had a few hiccups using the BRP Go app. It is a little clunky depending on what phone you're using and if you have a good service. If you're out somewhere where there is a limited signal, you're gonna really struggle to access your music catalog. And if you really don't have a signal, it might really struggle to get the navigation software. So be mindful of that when it comes to using the BRP Go app with the dashboard. The dashboard, of course, allows you to change background colors, to get live data on how much fuel you're using, how much fuel's left, and basic maintenance on the Watercraft. It is a very good, informative heads up, and we do like it in that sense. I think our major qualm is using some of the more superfluous features that are available on the BRP Go app, so be mindful of that as well. The buttons on the handlebars, of course, are very responsive, have a very nice audible click, and you get a really good tactile response from the pads here. And as you toggle with the VTS or through the different screen options, you do know that you're activating the button, and it doesn't feel soft or insulated. It has a really good feel to it, which is nice while you're using it maybe at speed and you don't have the opportunity to look down. You want to be able to know that you've been hitting the button and that the dashboard's responding. Of course, like all ST3 based Sea-Doos, you have a very large footwell, lots of access to reboard, to walk around, to move around the cabin. You can move around the ski very well. It is very comfortable as a single seat or 2 up. It might be a little tight for 3 up depending on the size of your passengers. And because it is the RXT-X, you're not going to get the standard swim step that you might get on the GTX. You're gonna wanna order that if you want the swim step. And one last thing is, because it is a 325, it is the peak performance powertrain that is available through Sea-Doo. It does not have IDF standard. That is the intelligent debris free system that is designed to purge the pump of grass and mud in case you're in a shallow area. That IDF system is not going to be available on either the RXP-X 325 or the RXT-X 325. Lastly, let's talk about price. The 2024 Sea-Doo RXT-X comes in at an MSRP of $19,999. That's just a dollar short of $20,000. Unfortunately, that seems to be the way things are these days. You can't even go to the grocery store or the gas station without prices going up 3 or 4 times. And we're just seeing the cost of shipping, the cost of manufacturing, heck, the cost of raw materials going up and going through the roof. And unfortunately, new Watercraft are in the same boat. So yes, we're looking at a $20,000, 325 horsepower Watercraft. But I'll tell you what, if you are in the market for a top tier performance 3-seater runabout for your local lake or waterway, honestly, the RXT-X 325 is gonna be high on your list. It is absolutely one of the top tier performers. We were really impressed with the acceleration. We're really impressed with how it pulls out of the hole, pulls around a corner, or just jumps out of the hole from a dead stop. It's really impressive, especially being for a full-size runabout that's a 3-seater. There's no doubt that you're gonna see a lot of guys trading in their RXT-X 300s for the new 325. We simply can't blame them. Stock for stock, the performance gains are noticeable. You will feel it, you will see it on your GPS, and your buddies will notice it when you walk past them at full tilt. So again, the 2024 RXT-X 325 is a noticeable difference over the previous 300. And if you guys are considering it, I strongly recommend you go over to the dealership and you see these guys in person, because it'll probably knock your socks off like it did us. I'm Kevin Shaw, and you've been watching the Watercraft Journal. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment, share it with your friends. It'll definitely help us grow the channel. And if you want more awesome jet ski content, please check us out over at www.watercraftjournal.com, where new articles are written and published every single day, Monday through Friday, entirely subscription free to you. We'll see you there.